guys, what is going on? Runmaster here, and welcome back to another episode of Hidden Combos, where today we are going to be taking a look at a deck that might be a little bit interesting. Now, fair warning and fair play, I didn't actually create the deck concept on my own. I was actually heavily inspired by a deck that Kev1 showed me back when we were testing out some beta stuff, I think, for the most recent patch, and I was, inspired by it, so I'm like, I do want to showcase this, but I do also want to modify it. So that's what I ended up doing. I did modify this Druid Pirate Ramp Range deck. So with that much being said, let's just take you guys right into the deck list and show you what we're working with. Here is the deck list for what we are calling Ramp Range. Now, the deck kind of has two clear purposes, as you can see, just by observing the deck list. You've got your heavy sort of, alright, these are my big focused heavy hitters, and then of course everything else is more like, all right, my opening, my support, just some things to kind of get the ball rolling. So with that being said, let's take a look at our heavy hitters first, or what you're going to be ending up ramping out. Just like a fair, or probably I should explain the deck purpose first. This is essentially, you're going to end up creating a lot of early ramp by like turn 2 or 3 to bring out cards like Ancient Arbor, Southport Cannoneer, and Troll Gunner very early on in the game to really force your opponent to use their resources if they will even want to contend with, the presence you put on the board. And of course that's hard to do with cards like Ancient Arbor and Cannoneer on your side, being the heavy hitters that they are. Arbor at 8/8, Cannoneer at 5/6 as a range unit. Definitely scary things that can come, if they come out early enough, they are very intimidating, very scary, and can end up winning you the game. So let's take a look first at our, like I said, heavy hitters. Obviously, we've got Call for Aid, very strong Druid card that can bring 2 Northlands Rangers in for a very low cost of 5 gold into your hand. Very useful if you want to establish, an earlier presence with, a buffed up Ranger perhaps. Always a good thing to get out there. Then we've got Troll Gunner, of course, our, first, or I think one out of 2 range units that really is the soul behind the deck, if you want to say. Obviously, Troll Gunner being one, Cannoneer being the other. Both of them kind of fit in the same category of just being these big range units that, are going to be scary if they come out earlier. And force your opponent to really play awkwardly if they, intend to survive. Then we've got the Arbor, of course, a big 8/8 that just shrugs its way along the board. Usually with this card, you're going to, force a lot of trades more in your favor. Of course, sacking units just to get rid of the Arbor is very big. Or it's going to be big for you, excuse me. And then we've got Robins, another sort of treasure portion of the deck, but also, a unit that is decently strong. And if you get him out early enough, you also gain 5 treasure earlier on. So it's extreme ramp if you end up ramping out of Robins, which can ramp further down the line into your next few turns. And then you've also got Mercenary Execution. If you're ending up running a ramp deck, I think this is a better option than Murder. You're destroying a unit flat out and then gaining 2 treasure in the process. So you are, if you use this effectively, you can end up, just regaining your lost traction. Like, say if you overramp to play a Mercenary Execution, you're also going to get back 2 treasures from the next turn. So it kind of helps you in some way rebalance yourself. But as for the rest of the deck, that's kind of more ramp focused, as you can see here. We've got some general stat helpers, of course, Blacksmith and Armory. They nearly go into every one of my decks. You've got some standard things as well, Lumberjack, Guards, and Scope, just to, play in any sort of pirate deck that I'm, working with, or really just Lumber and Hassan City Guards. I play those just, in nearly every deck, because they're so useful. But as for the rest of the deck, I should say, at least in the earlier stages, you can see a lot of ramp. Thief, Dragon's Horde, Mugging, Con Artist, and Southport Captain. All cards that, provide some sort of treasure in a way. Dragon's Horde, probably going to be your biggest, treasure provider in the deck. Again, aside from Robins. If you play this card correctly early on, you're going to end up getting out, at least a Troll Gunner or an Ancient Arbor in your opening, turns, which will be very, very big for you. And then aside from that, I think, the other kind of ramp options are pretty self-explanatory. I think Con Artist might throw a lot of people off, but Con Artist does have the ability to gain you gold on combo. So if you pair that with perhaps, a Southport Captain, like you play a Con Artist and then you get the Southport out, you can have, a possibility of Treasure 3 rather than just the 2 from Captain if you keep Con Artist alive to get another combo. So I think that kind of works well, especially when you have Scope in here as well. If you give the artist the Scope, that's a 2-5 range that can get you a gold on combo. So that's a little bit interesting. I think that also pretty much, well, actually, no, it doesn't cover everything. Gone over the ramp, gone over the stats. We also got Flux in here. Again, standard good stuff unit that I think, if you don't have it, use the code CRASHLANDS if you're on Steam. Instant free 3 copies of Flux, which, should fix your issue right there. And then I think the other 2 cards that might be a bit awkward are Bestial Rage and Manticore. I think the Rage, originally I didn't throw this in the deck, but I had some people help me look this deck over, and they suggested that I should use Rampage, even if I'm not getting the 1/1. I mean, I can from the Manticore that's thrown in here, but Bestial Rage, if you're giving any sort of unit, one of our heavy hitters, that Rampage, it's going to be even more devastating. So that's kind of just an experimental card right now. And then we also got Manticore, which I find is useful to provide a Spirit Link too. The Spirit Link will take damage, of course, for your bigger unit. So say if you run in with an Arbor, and next turn you place a Manticore, it's essentially they have to go through the Manticore first before they get to the Arbor, which can be very, very annoying if done correctly. So I think that just about covers it for the ramp range deck explanation. I know that might have been a bit choppy, a little, might have been a little rushed. But of course, you guys will see from the gameplay how this deck actually works. So with that being said, without further ado, let's take you right into that gameplay and show what we got cooking. Alright, so let's cycle out Robins. We don't need none of that early on. Lumber Mugging Manticore. I mean, decent. Okay, and then there's Dragon's Horde. I really can't use Dragon's Horde well unless I get one of my bigger units out on the board. Or at least in my hand anyway. Mercenary Execution. Interesting, but not what we wanted to see. I mean, hey, now we have it just in case. Okay, there's a metal into a Banshee. Banshee, huh? I mean, it's fair. It's not what I expected, to be honest. Hey, look, another Lumberjack. We'll do, of course, just that. Not going to waste the Hassan City Guard just yet. I want him to think that all I have is just a Lumberjack. Ooh. Ooh. I'm surprised he's retreating the Banshee. But hey, we'll take advantage of this opportunity. Yeah, then we'll do that as well. I think that's the right play there. Okay, so now next turn I can start getting into my more powerful units, i.e. Troll Gunner's going to come out, hoping that the Lumberjack does trade with the Banshee, or at least something trades with the Lumberjack to get the draw going, and then we'll probably play Troll Gunner next turn. Because I don't think this deck really has any way of countering bigger units. I'm not seeing, I don't see burn options in Druid Crusader, except that, things like Centaur are an option. We are getting to that point where Centaur can come out, but we haven't seen it yet. Okay, there goes Banshee. We'll get a Mugging. He'll get an Ice Weaving. Ice Weaving, I don't think is going to be worth it, though. Yeah, not at this point. Okay, Call for Aid. Can we even... I think we can. That's what I'm going to do. Just a call for aid and then see how he handles the Hassan City Guard block. Because I don't think he's got much for me. Unless he's got a couple of companions. But companions will be fine. I can, easily deal with them at a different time. But hey, the Rangers will come in handy later. For sure. Unfortunate that we couldn't get the Troll Gunner out now. But hey, might as well get it out when we have the opportunity to. And hey, we might just end up doing a Mugging Dragon's Horde next turn to give us +4 invest. So I might be getting out both of these guys sooner rather than later. Barbarian's going up top, not directly attacking me. That's kind of interesting. Does he have like a Judgment for Barbarian, because Crusaders, honestly, I can see a Courthouse coming out and that throwing a bit of a wrench in my plans. Um, is there anything that he's got? Okay, no, he attacks the guard. There's an injured Trent. Okay. Anything else to follow up? Ooh. Big boy Barbarian, huh? Alright, alright. I see a big man. I'm probably gonna have to just sack a ranger into it. If he wants to trade the Trent with me, that's fine. I don't really see any reason to kind of just do anything else. For now, anyway. Because then I'm thinking, okay, there's the ice weave. That's actually a smart use of ice weaving. So we'll probably just end up blacksmithing our guard to trade with the Trent. Although, unless he's got something more powerful in the wings. Okay, he's got a centaur. So that'll actually take care of my forces. That's unfortunate. But not unexpected. Mugging into another ranger takedown, and that should give us some breathing room. Next turn, maybe play the Manticore to soak up whatever he throws out, along with maybe an armory, or maybe the Troll Gunner too. Probably a Troll Gunner Manticore combination here, so that we can keep the invest going just a little bit further. There's a Fenrir. Okay, that's gonna do it for the turn, I guess. Fine with that. We'll play our Troll Gunner. We'll also bring out the Manticore now to soak up any sort of damage that might harm our Ranger in the future. I was considering Armory, but it's probably going to be better if we play a Blacksmith Armory combination to really just put an end to the game. The Fenrir probably will survive, though, if I know our opponent here. If anything, I'm going to end up mercenary executioning the Fenrir just to get out of the way. I don't think he's got anything else for me, though. I'm expecting maybe a Beastmaster. Okay, there's an Arbiter's Return. So the Arbiter's going to kill off the Manticore. Smart to get rid of my Spirit Link. And then, of course, just take me out there. So that was a pretty good turn for him. Oh, you know what we can do something spicy here. That actually works out. So we'll do this. Dwarven scope back here, and then look at that perfect range here where he can't exactly touch me just yet. We'll also throw the captain just to put a little more pressure on him. He shouldn't have any chain, given that he is in Druid Crusaders. So at this point, we're just going to start chipping damage off of his castle. I am a bit worried that he might have something. I mean, maybe companions, but even then, it's 7 health. You'd have to play pretty cheap units, like a bunch of lumberjacks and then maybe 2 centaurs. But even then, that won't exactly get rid of my troll gunner. And then you also have the captain coming down face as well. So yeah, I don't know exactly what his plan is, but that's a good reason to show why I like to include the range in this deck. Obviously, if you put a scope on any sort of range unit, it just becomes this sort of sniper that can just chip castle from far away to where your opponent really has to take it out via burn or whatnot. Okay, there's a ranger. The ranger's probably not going to do a hell of a lot. Voice crack. Okay, yep, it's down there as you can see, which means it's probably going to be a good target for us to just quickly mercenary execution. Blacksmith will chip even more damage at this point, and we are threatening lethal at this stage. If you can't get rid of the 6/7 now, it's game over. Not to mention you do have the 4/4 captain on face as well. So I think this is a good game for Vesaven. Yes, it is, and that was amazing. Couldn't ask for a better match there, showcasing the power of the range units and how the invest slightly works. We'll probably do another one too to showcase more of the deck, just to see if there's anything else that we can observe from the deck. So we'll jump right into that match right about now. I think we're going to swap out the armor for this match, because I don't think I need it. Okay, Troll Gunner's alright, but it could be a bit better. We are facing Druid Viking for our second matchup here. Yeah, I'll throw out the Master Thief, see what we got. Or, okay, that was a horrible positioning for Master Thief, because I misclicked. Eh, no, nothing anyway. Okay. We'll do a Horde play then. And we'll get the Gunner next turn. Or actually, no, the Cannoneer. My mistake. My mistake. Actually, no. You know what we can do? It's even probably gonna be more brutal. The Arbor. Yeah. And then the Troll Gunner comes in next turn anyway. I mean, he's got some discounted units, but what? Really, just companions that are gonna be discounted. He's still dealing with an 8/8 on face. But we'll see. We'll see. Yep, he's protecting his hunter. And then you're gonna summon really nothing to go along. Alright, buddy, you got a couple of options here. Even though I don't know if any are gonna be of service to you. We'll see. We'll see. He hasn't played anything turn 4, which is probably going to be a big mistake, because now I'm charging with an 8/8 and a 4/5. And all he's got to support... Okay, well now 8/6, but... Okay, the Beastmaster is going to... that doesn't really help. He's got to sacrifice all of his units if he wants to take me out. Yep, finish with the Beastmaster. Yep. And that can free up a little... Oh. Do I? No, I think I do this. And then bring up the Cannoneer as well. Yeah, that's going to be the right play. Because I don't think... I don't want to use a mugging to just take it out when I can probably draw something else in. Does that make sense? I'm a bit nervous because we don't really have any sort of support for our guys here. We've got Execution, we've got Cannoneer, we've got Mugging, and Bestial Rage, which... Okay, well there's our first Execution. No, we don't even have Execution available. That's right. Alright, so let's just throw up another Cannoneer then. Because I don't want to do anything with that Fenrir just yet. He doesn't have scope. We can safely assume that due to the fact that, well, he's got no pirates. He's running the Vikings. I'm hoping he throws out a Beastmaster now, because then Fenrir is going to get destroyed as a result if I just execution the Beastmaster. But we'll see. Rune Warrior. Okay, he is nervous. You can tell. Alright, let's do that. And then the Cannoneer moves up ever so slightly as well. Support, the Rune Warrior can't reach me unless he's got a speed buff. Companions, though, is probably going to get rid of the Troll Gun, or anything for that matter. But now that we're facing down pretty much 10 damage worth of defense here from our range, I think we should be safe. Because I want to start getting out the Rangers as well. Now they have a call for aid. Okay, yep, see, there's a Centaur. No surprise there. His Rune Warrior pushes up ever so slightly. Plus a Flux as well. Okay. I'm not sure where the Flux was going. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We'll do that, and we'll do that. Thanks to our little invest from the Mercenary's Execution, we'll play the Call, plus the Ranger, and then threaten his board a bit more. I'm pretty sure now he's not going to move anything up on me because he knows I've got this 10 damage worth of block. The problem is I can't really punish him for just staying back. I don't have any sort of armories or blacksmiths to really do damage, or units for that matter. If you look at my hand, I only got Ranger, Artist, and Pirate, along with... Okay. I'll see, there's the Beastmaster. Okay, a lot of things are being pushed up right now. No, I don't want to do that yet. What I'm going to do... Bestial Rage here. Get rid of that. And then he comes down to deal with that. He comes up to deal with that. Meanwhile, I'm probably setting up inevitably for a chain effect here. But then, hey, we'll protect our cannoneer just a little bit with this con artist as well. That should do it. I'm thinking here, a lightning blade can only roughly damage my cannoneers. They won't kill it. He's dealing with a 7-3 at the bottom there, which is, you know, our previous ranger. So that's also a big threat. The execution will help us deal with anything that might be too big for us to handle. And then, of course, we do have another ranger, which is also very much appreciated. We can use that to our advantage as well. There's a Flux. The Flux plus Titan Watcher, actually, or Forest Watcher. I keep calling it a Titan. Old habits. Risky Business and Shadow Dance. Okay, you can probably Risky Business into a Shadow Dance, and your Forest Watcher will be safe. But then again, he doesn't know what he should do. Okay, that may not have been the immediate go-to option. Boosh. Boosh. Oh, I need to surrender. Alright, so I think that was not as good as the first match, but definitely showing you guys that the big bodies can do a lot of damage, and paired up with all these nice supports from the Pirates and Druids, can make for a deadly combination. So with that being said, I think we're going to move right into the outro, I think that's a good place to call it a video. So guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Hidden Combos. I hope you guys did enjoy the ramp range deck. If you guys did like it, please sure to leave a like. Share with your friends and comment down below your thoughts on the deck as a whole. Or if you're using it, again, drop a comment down below and let me know. And while you're down there, if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button. Help show your support to the channel. Help us grow all by clicking that subscribe button at no additional cost to you. So that being said, that's all from me for now. So until next time, guys, stay gaming.